Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist are appointed by God. Romans 13:1. As I write in this first week of November 2020, it is perhaps a time to begin reflections. It has and continues to be a tough year for many. Some have looked to the scientists for answers, some have looked to the governing politicians, both national and regional. With perhaps comparatively few dissenters, the vast majority have followed the rules laid down for this critical period. The Church has found herself in the middle of a dilemma. On the one hand, there has been the desire to meet together, and on the other hand, the acknowledgement of the law. Many of the nation's Christian fellowships have become entwined in the world establishment by registering as charities. I cannot say if this status has influenced the adherence of the Church to the restrictions placed on the rest of society. It is not my place to comment, and Jesus, as my role model, refused to become embroiled in the politics of the day, saying, "Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's." In other words, I am here in the world, but I do not belong or wish to be involved in the doings of the world. One can use the scriptures to say anything one desires of one's own heart, so we must look to the Holy Spirit to lead us into what God is saying. How do I know this? King David continually bore witness to the fact that God was his protector, his high tower, his shield, his invincible army. If this is true, then why was he hiding in a cave from Saul, a mere man? He was where God wanted him to be, and was dealing with his personal situation in God's way. If you have an intimate relationship with the Lord, then it is a case of seeking and or knowing his will for you in any given situation. He will bring out the truth from the scriptures to help your understanding. If you do not have a relationship with God, then you are at the mercy of those in the world. Funnily enough, I recall a quote from a man of the world that in my view fits the situation perfectly. Mark Twain said, "Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. Our God is not a God of the crowd. There is no such thing as a corporate relationship. He is the God of those who diligently seek him. He started with one man, saved 8 people in the flood, chose Abraham to be father of a nation. Out of the nation of Israel, 2 men were true. Jesus chose 12, and out of the 12 chose 3, and out of the 3 chose 1. If you are going with the flow, maybe it's time to think again."